Okay guys, we had a little bit of struggle with the blender. It's an old machine, we gotta get that replaced. So off camera, my wife ran that blender like a pro. I am not such a pro. Anyhow, the end result is, if you remember, we had 2 containers full of the greens and the organ meat mixed together. Those 2 containers were not an equal distribution of the veggies and the meat, so that by blending it, it made a more even distribution, and the dog now can't pick out the meat and ignore the veggies. As we went along, we added this. It's like liquid gold for dogs. mypetcarnivore.com is the website. Ground beef tripe, and this is your prebiotics and probiotics that will help fight off any infection, because the large part of the immune system of a dog, and a person for that matter, is in the gut. So this creates more effect than yogurt or anything combined. This is the stuff that you need for a dog. Now to us this smells, but the dogs, they absolutely love it. Now this doesn't look appetizing by human standards, but for dogs this is like golden. Now what's the difference between these 2 bowls? In this bowl we mixed the veggies and the beef heart and the gizzards, but we added rice as a binder to create more volume of food. Yes baby, soon. And so this mixture is tripe, the meat, and the rice. This mixture is the exact same thing, but without the rice. You don't want to add rice to a pancreatic dog, because the sugar, the insulin spike from the starch is not what you want. The pancreas secretes insulin, and its pancreas is inflamed. The least you want is to create an insulin spike for an already inflamed pancreas. That's why this is the food for the other dogs, whereas this is the food for the dog with the inflamed pancreas. Now I'm going to add the key ingredient, the piece de la resistance, as they say. Again, My Pet Carnivore ground beef pancreas. I've defrosted 2 containers, and to the dog with the inflammation in the pancreas, this is what it looks like. We're adding 2 containers of pancreas.
Bailey, you have to wait, Bailey. Stop sneaking in here.
We're adding 2 containers of pancreas to this mixture. And of course, if you can get pig pancreas, as I said earlier, somehow pig is closer to us
Bailey,
than beef is in terms of morphological function. But if you can't get pig, beef will do. And
this is still frozen.
still a little frozen. That's okay, it'll defrost as it goes. And we still haven't finished cooking that. That's about 15 minutes to go, as you can see.
That's the mushrooms and butternut squash.
Correct, that's the mushroom, butternut squash, and chicken livers. So this whole dish is very heavy on organ meat. So this is the main dish with a lot of pancreas in it. 2 containers worth, mixed with the vegetable matter and the chicken matter and the beef heart matter that you saw earlier. This is the enzyme giver, that the dog is missing enzymes in its pancreas to break down food. I believe it's called amylase. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But basically, by you adding pancreas, the pancreatic enzymes of the animal you're adding to their food is supplying the enzymes that the dog is not doing on its own. This is the key ingredient, more beef tripe. Now we're mixing it all in.
Can you close it?
I'm going to close it in a second. I'm going to rinse that off.
Very specific smell.
It's the non-washed tripe. Do not get it from a food store which is white tripe. That's been washed and bleached. You want the non-washed, non-bleached version because that's the last stomach of the cow. I believe a cow has multiple stomachs, where the vegetable matter that the cow has digested is in its last stomach, and the vegetables that the cow, the grass, not the vegetables, the grass the cow, when it's chewing its cud, hasn't fully digested, that's the green tripe. And if you look at a dog's teeth, do you see a lot of molars in there, or do you see a lot of canines? The teeth of the animal tells you what it's meant to eat. You have a mouthful of canines and only a few molars. That tells you the animal is not really a herbivore or an omnivore. It really tells you the animal is mostly a carnivore. But we have to add vitamins that the animal cannot get purely from eating meat alone. That's why we're doing all this extra work. Now this may seem like a lot of work to prepare food for your dogs, but if dogs are family and you love them like family, you'll cook for them like family. So what I'm doing now is I've cleaned out the container of tripe so that I have a container to work with, and I'm going to be able to use the lid to close it so the smell will not bother the human occupants of this household. And we're going to set this aside. I'm going to give her a bowl of this. She's itching for it. Bailey, I'm going to knock that over.
Bailey.
Here, Bailey, here. Hi guys, so you see the second portion, which is the butternut squat portion. I went to a voiceover because of a lot of background noise earlier. So in part one, we did the greens portion using the green vegetables. In part two, we're using the yellow vegetable squash. In this version, you'll see my wife mix the butternut squash, the chicken liver, and the mushrooms all into a blender. And we're going to blend it up. And then in the later part of the video, you'll see the yellow portion, the butternut squash portion mix, which includes the chicken liver, and the green portion, which includes the color green, spinach, beans, and organ meat. So you will create two portions, part one, part two. Yellow vegetables is part two, green vegetables is part one, and then we're going to see it all combined with the main meat source in part three. Over here you see my pet carnivore. There we're adding beef spleen into. Okay guys, so you've seen us prepare the yellow mixture and you've seen us prepare the green mixture, each of them with their own set of organ meats as I showed before. Here we have the third part, the green mixture but mixed with pancreas, and the other one in the bowl is the one without the pancreas. So you have three mixtures here, the yellow mixture with chicken liver, the green mixture with pancreas, and the green mixture with rice and without pancreas. So you see three different mixtures. What we're going to do now is combine equal quantities of the yellow mixture with either the contents of the white bowl, which contains the pancreas, or with contents of the other green bowl, which does not contain pancreas. We're making dog food for 3 dogs, and we're putting them into containers. So what you're seeing is me mixing um, the yellow mixture with one of the other 2 containers. Now, this entire cooking process took more than 3 hours. It took 30 minutes to cook each respective mixture, and then it took another half hour for it to cool. Notice I never cooked the green tripe, and I'm not going to cook the main meat portion for the non-pancreatic dogs, only for the pancreatic dog. So certain things here are not cooked, namely the green tripe. That's added
in a non-cooked state. I wanted to emphasize that in case that wasn't clear in the previous picture. So here you see me mixing the yellow mixture with the green mixture. Each of them has different organs, meats in it, and you can see me covered with a lid. And we're almost at the part where we can do our meal prep, and we're gonna keep mixing it into different containers and labeling which containers go to which dog. That's being done off camera. So this 20-30 minute long video, you're seeing a summary essentially of each step. You're seeing maybe it's kind of long for a video, but this is actually more than 3 hours of cooking that took place, and you're seeing a shortened version of it to convey the main idea. What I wanted to emphasize is that we're an educational channel, and if you have a sick dog or a dog which is ill or elderly or whatever the case, there's nothing worse than seeing your dog suffer. And if you can increase the life expectancy of a dog through good nutrition, that's very gratifying. And nothing beats the satisfaction you get in seeing an animal pick up strictly from food that used to be lethargic or ill or not having energy. Uh, we're treating food as medicine in a sense. So we're getting rid of the garbage, we're getting rid of kibble in our diets, um, and we're adding wholesome ingredients, and that should help the animal have a better, healthier life. The same thing is true for people. If you eat well and you take care of your body, you'll extend your life expectancy. If you put garbage in your body, you will shorten your life expectancy. So the same thing applies to animals. So as you can see, I'm preparing, uh, mixing the yellow ingredients with either the other green bowl or the white jar containing pancreas. Now we're an educational channel, and the goal of this channel is to educate uh, the dog-loving public. If you have a sick dog which is sick with pancreatitis, either EPI or inflamed pancreas, I hope this information is helpful to you. If you find this information helpful, please consider subscribing and liking these videos so we can bring you more content like this. They take a while to produce and edit, and they are time consuming to create content. So I was really hoping you could support our channel. So you will see me add the respective combo. See, this is the one with the pancreas. It's in a jar that used to hold just green tripe, but the green tripe has already been mixed into it. So I'm just using it the container for the sake of using the container. So we are again doing meal prep into various plastic containers with lids on them. You can buy them at the dollar store for maybe $1 or something like that. They're very inexpensive, and you can make quite a few meals out of this mixture. In the latter part of the video, you're going to see the last and final step, which is to add our main protein source to these yellow-green mixtures. In other words, the yellow mixture is organ meat and vegetables. The green mixture is organ meat and different vegetables. And but it's still not a main protein source, although it's edible in its own right. We're going to then combine the main protein source as the very last step in our mixture, and you're going to see that momentarily. More more information to come, and you will see me prepare this mixture per container right now. Now, I invite you to look at some of the items in the description in our video, because in the description portion of the video, you'll see a lot of links to the actual ingredients used. You'll see links to other videos which may be along the same.
And this is how much food all that meal prep made. So you can see it's quite a lot of food. If you had to buy dog cans with this much food, it would cost you easily over $120, and yearly not the same quality. So this is how much food came out of all this. Stand by, we're going to put vitamins in it. So here you see I used pork. You can see this Mudpit carnivore coarse ground pork. I defrosted it. 2 pounds of pork. And these I made into little hamburger type rolls, so that you see that. The dogs which don't have pancreatitis will get the raw version. The dog which has pancreatitis will get this cooked, or either chicken or turkey. In other words, you can use whatever protein you like. I'm using pork because of the cost compared to beef. But anyhow, the vegetable and organ mix is what you saw me prepare, and I did it, a lot of it off camera. It took about 3 hours to prepare all that food, and then they're still missing a main protein source. Now, dogs are not really vegetarians, and no matter how much you try, if you're a vegetarian, don't impose your views on a dog. And they're not vegetarians. They are somewhat of an omnivore, but mainly for the stomach contents of a cow and some of the enzymes they need in the vegetable matter. But primarily dogs are meat eaters. So what we're going to do is, this is not my main refrigerator. This is an auxiliary refrigerator. The main one is upstairs. This one is used to store dog food. So all those containers of dog food are in this refrigerator. We'll take a container and we'll take the ones for the non-pancreatic dogs. We'll take 2 of them for the video. Obviously I'm going to use all of them off camera. And so what you have is this vegetable mix mixed with plenty of heart, chicken liver. You saw what I did. So this is the organ meat mixed with all those vegetables you saw on the earlier part of the video. And then on top of this mix goes a little burger, like that. And then that's going to be added for every one of these. And then we're going to have vitamins left. And the bodies are taking their attention. And so on. Hello guys. So this is the vitamin portion of the meal that I promised. So first I ordered 1 kilogram, which is about 2.5 pounds for those which want to convert from metric to English system. Pound is about 455 grams, which is about half a kilogram almost. So this is about 2.2 pounds or 1 kilogram. Be Strong from Revival Animal Health. Let me read the ingredients to you. It says magnesium 10 milligrams, iron 2 milligrams, copper 250 micrograms, manganese 500 micrograms, zinc 1 milligram, thiamine, vitamin B1 250 micrograms, pancreatic acid, which is vitamin B5 I believe, 2 milligrams, niacin, which I believe is vitamin B6, 300 micrograms, folic acid, which if you have a pregnant female or you are about to breed a female, you want to increase your folic acid. For women also folic acid is important during pregnancy. 500 micrograms vitamin B2, 15 micrograms vitamin B12, 5 micrograms choline, 20 milligrams inositol, a B vitamin 10 milligrams. Now, vitamin B is very important. Vitamin B increases your appetite, and vitamin B, if you have read a study they did on chickens, they washed the rice and the rice no longer had vitamin B and the chicken legs came out bow-legged. The moment the chicken rice was not washed, the legs became straight. So crickets, I believe it's called, or rickets, is the lack of sufficient vitamin B6 causing the chicken to develop crooked feet. Well, in your dog, you also want straight feet, not bow-legged. So, for that reason, vitamin B6 and B12 are absolutely critical. So I'm going to add 2 teaspoons to every meal here. We already prepped all this food ahead of time, as you remember from the earlier portion. Now, whether your dog has pancreatitis or not, vitamin B12 and B6 are absolutely critical to your dog's diet. So it's being added to every single meal to make it more complete. There are other vitamins there, as you've seen me read, besides vitamin B6. And I'm going to add the rest off camera because it's not interesting to watch me add this to every single bowl. But I thought you should see the last part of the meal prep where this is being added as a powder to every single meal I've prepared, without exception. I'm also going to add mackerel. So I'm going to add salmon oil to every single one of these. Or you can add sardines, your choice. These are going to be mixed together when I serve the food. I'm going to add raw egg along with its shell at the time of serving. So you're not seeing me add it now, but you will see me add it at the time I serve the meal. So this is going to be done just before serving the food. You're going to see me add mackerel or sardines along with a raw egg and its shell, because that is absolutely critical to coming as close as possible that we can approximate a complete meal. Again, the focus of this video is pancreatic dog, but this is applicable to all dogs, and what I'm adding here can be added to your dog's diet also. It doesn't have to be pancreatic. But especially for a dog which has pancreatitis, vitamin B is critical to add to their meal. Now, I'm not going to finish it on camera, but rest assured it'll be all added in. Now, another thing which I recommend if you're a breeder is called Oxymate. This you give just before you get the dog pregnant, just as she goes into heat. It's a prenatal vitamin. If you're a breeder, this is critical. Crude protein 8%, crude fat 19%, crude fiber 4%, moisture 18%, iron 4 milligrams, zinc, very important, zinc 2 milligrams, folic acid, that's the key, folic acid 30 micrograms, and then there are other ingredients in here which are listed. There's vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin B12. There's a whole bunch of vitamins meant to support pregnancy in dogs. So if you're a breeder, I highly recommend this for your female dogs, especially the folic. So this combines zinc, folic acid, and B vitamins in one. There's a vitamin on Amazon called bitch pills. Pardon the phrase, but that's what dogs are called, bitches. And so it's kind of expensive, and I think this is a much better product. I've had extremely nice litters with this, and there's a lot of milk that the female gives when she's on this stuff. No problem with milk supply. This stuff is excellent. So okay guys, so you see what I'm doing. I'm adding B Strong to the female which will be bred. I'm adding Oxymate salmon oil, and I'm adding it to every container. Okay guys, take care. I hope this was educational. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.